Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by A. Yazawa. I'm Crystal, and I'm joined by my best girl Kirsten as we dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. So come with us. We're waiting for you in apartment 707.
Ooh. Oh, hey, Craig. How's your week? Great to hear. Glad to see you here. I'm tired. Thanks for asking.
This is round 2 of poor Kirsten is tired because no decompressions have happened.
No decompressions have happened. Nobody wants me to think. Everybody wants me to just go forever. And I can't do that. And I wanted to make ceviche today, and I don't have the energy now. I didn't ask for a lot. I just wanted to make ceviche. That was it.
And see Kiki's delivery service.
I mean, I could have went to do that. I could have said I wanted to do that, but my mom really wanted to see Little Mermaid again. And then when we left the interview, she was like singing and bouncing everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so tired. And she's like, I could see it 3 times. And I'm like, I don't have the spoons for this. I am an empty vessel. I am scraping the sides for all of the Kirsten gravy that's left behind. Try to just smile.
I need to get your Mordor spoon ring. I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, I gotta find Kirsten one of those. Be like, here, you now have the power.
Just scrape all the sides. And I'm also multitasking because I'm also shopping for Nana shit. Oh, I found a website that has those action figures and more.
Ooh.
The creator. I found the creator.
Oh no. Goodbye,
I
money.
know. Goodbye, money. I haven't even gotten the paycheck yet, and I'm already spending it.
Oh no.
How could I not? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to find Nana stuff. And then eventually, when I get out of this weirdo house, or I'm deciding if I'm going to like redo the room and make it into 2 rooms, I'm going to have a Nana themed room.
Ooh.
I know. How fun would that be?
That's going to be a lot.
Not just Nana, but like all the Aizawa themed stuff.
That's good. I like that.
And I'm like, that would be a lot of fun. But that also like makes me really sad because I sold all of my stuff.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because now it's way more expensive.
I know. Hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does, because collectibles are only worth as much as people will pay for them. So do you hear me, kids? Stop paying so much for Nana stuff so that it could be normal priced again.
Yeah, just be like, no, that's ridiculous. Moving on.
And if you're someone who's buying 2 just to up the prices of one of them, stop it.
And also, fuck you. Just saying.
Nobody deserves that nonsense. Thank you very much.
No. I found a volume 1 of Nana in one of my local tiny bookstores the other day. It was $5.
I used to sell them for $1.
Yeah. I mean, I bought it because, well, I want a lending copy to give people just to get them hooked on it. Be like, here, you read. You read this.
See, I would always buy the extras so that I could cut them up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing that you did. It's the only way. It's
the only way.
Yeah. Get merch sometimes.
Sometimes it's the only way.
Like, I'm making buttons.
own stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's because like that was also during like I don't know. That's like it's like when the only way you could get merch was in the shoujo beat. Like if it was like on a, you know what I mean, or in your DVD box set in the States,
Mm-hmm.
like, and like occasionally I'd find pirated stuff at like anime stores, but like you really couldn't find anything. You still can't.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have the internet, but it's not the same as going into a store.
Yep.
We had the internet then too, but like it was still a bitch to get stuff. Like
Yeah.
I used to order a lot of stuff from Japan, and it was always a pain in the ass. It's a lot easier now, but it still
Yeah.
takes forever.
Yeah, it do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yep.
We are on
We're
chapter
on
24.
chapter 24, volume 7.
Yeah, the end of volume 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it starts out, it's a two-page picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Nobu and Hachi, and Nobu has a knuckle ring. Nana.
Yeah.
Has knuckles that say Nana. It just bruises into their face and says Nana. It's actually to brand people, that's why.
Yeah, it's good.
He gets it real hot and then punches people in the arm. Yeah, buddy, boom.
Boom. Nona.
That's terrible. Oh, I was going to tell you, I found a live journal.
Yeah.
Okay, this person is still active. Okay, I think that's important. I think that you would like that part, right?
Yep, because I'm still on
Okay,
my life journal.
right? Okay, and they have a post, January 24th, 2009. Nana manga discussion up through chapter 80.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you read
And
it?
then I did. Of course I did.
Okay. Do you have feelings about it?
I mean, I like her. And she's
Okay.
honest about it. Like she's actually honest because like she didn't start reading it. She started reading it when anime came out, so she read them in like tandem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay. So like you're kind of in the OG bracket.
Mm-hmm.
2000 is the OG. It's a little late, you know what I mean? But like it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, but like I'm not mad at her.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And then there's like a discussion too. And there's like Anonymous has all these questions, but they're all spoilers.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Like super spoilers.
Mm.
Yeah. But like they're thoughtful. This is a thoughtful thread instead of just people being haters, talking
Ah.
shit. You know?
Yeah. Also, it's like what was it? 09? Was it 09 when that post
Yes,
was made?
2009.
Yeah, different time.
Mm-hmm.
People were,
Mm-hmm.
actually like, "Oh yeah, let's talk about the thing," instead of like whatever the hell's happening now.
Yeah. Well, and like they're kind of comparing like, the anime to the manga, which I also appreciate a little bit since they like and they wrote this, I think, let's see, is yeah, this was a reread that they did
Mm-hmm.
in 2009. So I was like, okay, I see you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, live journal coming through.
Hmm. Very cool. You should just like send me the link and
Yeah, I'll copy it
yeah,
right here.
cool, cool. Yay, yay.
Copy
Mm-mm.
and paste. There.
Boo, boo, boo.
And now you have it. But yeah,
Yay.
I'm not mad at her.
Cool. I will read this later.
So anyway, shall we
Yeah.
begin? Do we want to
Yes.
recap? We want to recap. Hachi and Nobu, they did it.
They did.
They did it. They did it.
They did it, kids.
And Hachi doesn't know that she's not broken up with Takumi yet.
Yep.
Because Takumi doesn't know. They're broken up.
No, she just said good.
Oh.
And that was it.
She just said, never talk to me again. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't know.
That doesn't count, guys.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't work that way. Okay, so we had the image, and it's not colored in mine, so that's no
Nope.
fun. But we got the Nana knuckle rings for branding purposes only,
Yep.
and um, and so we're in the think boxes, and it is a picture of it's Hachi's bed with the empty spot of the poster of the trap nest poster because she took it down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you wouldn't take it down when you were doing stuff underneath it with somebody in the poster, but okay. And I've always thought this part is weird because okay, they've only been in the apartment for a few months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nana's a smoker, so this could kind of explain it, but that's still not long enough time to make an outline from the poster as if the walls are dirty.
Maybe Hachi is really bad at closing her curtains. Because, you know.
No,
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 no.
none of that is enough. None of it's enough, but somehow there's an outline.
Yazawa time. There's an outline after a few months. Oh no.
Because it's been an eternity since the story began. Okay. It says on the faded colored wall. Her walls are white, I thought. But on the faded colored wall, the posters trace wouldn't disappear after 2 days. It doesn't say after 2 days. I just,
Yay!
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. No one's walls get that dirty that fast. And Nana might smoke a lot, but not enough to discolor the walls.
Fair. Fair.
Not in that short amount of time. She'd have to be there for like 40 years and like have a hole punched into her throat because, she can't breathe.
Yep.
So then we have an image of feet at the end of a bed, not covered by a blanket. And I'm like, you have a blanket. Why aren't your feet covered? And word boxes. And it says, really? You're an only child? And that's Hachi asking Nobu because they're cuddling in Nobu's bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yeah, right now my parents must be crying of despair. Or rather, not. They're really mad. And Hachi's like, I see. Like, in its own rights, Nobu is Hachi's dream guy.
Mm-hmm.
He can give her a fucking hotel.
You can. The pavilion.
It's bigger. It's like 10 pavilions.
Yep. So many stacked together.
And so she's like, I see. That's normal since you're the only heir to an enormous Ryokan Empire heart. How big is it?
Yep.
And then plastered across his forehead. And she's got dreamy eyes. And there's a little flower. And like her cheeks are like colored and really dark. Like as in like a little like heavy blush. Right? And on his forehead it says, young man from a respectable family.
Oh, geez. That's a lot. Mine just says rich bachelor.
Yep, nope. Young man from a respectable family. And Nobu is just dot, 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 dot.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he jumps up out of bed and he's like, it's this kind of mind that only registers this kind of data. I don't understand.
She's only registering that he's, the heir to a large hotel, therefore rich.
Yeah. I mean, it's Hachi's dreams anyway.
This
and
is
so now
the only
she's
mind that
laughing.
registers it.
Registers this kind of data.
Yes.
And so she's laughing and she's like, that's not all right at all, is what he says. He's like yelling at her. But she's just laughing hysterically. And says, but if Blast has its official professional career debut, your parents will be really happy and will forgive you. All parents are like that. You have to you have to give them your all. And then he like looks at her with like soft eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The soft eyes.
It's so soft.
They're so soft. And then he says, yeah, I'm also going to give you my all. And then he like grabs her, wraps his hands around her boobies.
Yep.
And then it says, I'm happy with hearts. And then now he has the deep circly blush like things. See, Takumi never had those. And Takumi never gave those to Hachi either.
True.
And so then she says, hey, stop calling me Hachi.
How
Did
else?
he call her Hachi? Fine.
How are we supposed to distinguish you, though?
But like, he didn't say Hachi at all.
Oh, so yeah, interesting, because yeah, in mine, he's like, yeah, I want to make my Hachi proud too. And then she's like, hey, don't call me Hachi anymore.
Yeah, he says, I'm also going to give you my all, heart.
You didn't say Hachi.
He
Hachi.
didn't say Hachi, Hachi. And so then he says, yeah, but if I call you Nana, I can't help thinking of the other queen, that kind of dirty cat. And so now Hachi's laughing and she's like, dirty cat. And then above them, there's that image of Nana as a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And Nobu is like, I call her that way since I call her that way since second grade. So now it's like a habit. Dirty cat.
Dirty cat. Wow.
Dirty cat. Do they call her dirty cat in yours? I didn't think.
No.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
don't think so.
No, he calls her cat-eyed Queenie.
Oh, I don't know about that either. That doesn't sound like a nickname.
Cat-eyed Queenie. Sounds like something
Because
you'd
like
name your
in the
car.
past, they've called her like an alley cat.
Mm-hmm. Dirty
And so
cat.
then, right? Dirty cat. Dirty cat. So then she says, oh, you guys started Blast when you were in second grade? That's been quite a long time.
Yeah, I have so many questions because in mine it says sophomore in high school. I'm like, second grade is not the same as sophomore in high school.
No. Second grade is also second year in high school.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I take it back.
Right? Because the second grade of high school is sophomore, like second
Okay.
year. Maybe it's meant to be second year, and that's just like it translates to that.
Okay, because I'm like, wow, that went way different in my head. They're so small playing guitars and
But like
singing.
they could be friends in second grade. They knew each other. I thought they knew each other in. I thought that Nobuo and Nana knew each other longer than that.
Probably. Probably did, yeah.
Yeah, I always had they talk about it in the beginning origin. To go
Mm-hmm.
back and look because I don't remember now. Um, and so he says, no, we started the summer of our first grade, freshman year, first grade of high school, first year,
There we go.
first year. Okay. But Nana and I were schoolmates. And then she's like, really? Tell me, how was Nana in high school? Why does it have, there we go. I can't picture her wearing a uniform at all. And he goes, she never smiled, didn't talk, and had a mean aura. She always hung out with her by herself. Of course she did. And then
Yep.
Hachi like leads up onto him and is like, seriously? She'd be the star of her school? And Nobu has
No.
like a little sweatbeard and he's like, ugh. His face is like, geez, do we have to talk about this right now?
Yes.
It's like she was so dark. But since she's pretty, she was noticed even without saying a single word. Despite that, it was impossible to tell what she thought. So everyone was afraid and nobody dared approaching her. But she must have felt alone and sad without a single friend. That's for sure. When we talk about it. When you talk about it? When you talk about what?
When you talk about high school and the past.
Oh, okay, the two of them. I'm like, you don't talk to Nana about high school and how she was lonely. Jeez. Oh. So now Hachi has little dots. And then she hugs and has the little blush marks that are the heavy ones, and a little heart, and her eyes are super dilated. That's the only thing I can think. They're like super dark.
Mhm.
And he says, and he looks like he's very serious right now. He's very serious. He's like, so I decided to give her a taste of my conversation. But she completely ignored me.
Oh, Nobu.
I decided to give her a taste of my conversation. Excuse me? Say that. I'm giving you a taste of my conversation.
Oh man, if everyone's gonna be like, "What?" You're like, "Please be my friend," because that's.
And so now she's like smiling with her eyes closed. And he says that made me sad.
Hmm.
If I can't communicate with her with words, I'll try music. Young Nobuo told himself, as he was a music freak. Talking about himself in the third person now. Oh my God. So I lent her some CDs, about 10. I forced her. There were only like there were only that I liked, but I tried to diversify the genres, thinking to myself that there would probably be one that she'd like. And now
Yeah.
he's like got dreamy eyes because he's thinking about he's remembering, and now he has a flashback of a bunch of kids chatting in high school uniforms, and one of them is him with his spiky hair because he had shin hair.
He did.
And
He did.
yeah, and he says, so she finally came to talk to me. And he's like smiling with his chin hair, little young Nobu. And it says Terashima. And then it's the back of Nana's head because her hair is short at the time. Clatter, clatter. And Rira sitting there amongst like the friends is like, she spoke.
Is it because Rira went to a different school? I thought.
And then it's not Rira, and it's a girl with Rira hair.
Oh, she's got. Oh yeah, she does kind of have Rira hair.
And she's like in the center, like she's cool. Yeah, I guess they did. No, but they didn't. Wait, what school did they go to? Yasu went to school with Rira though. Was that just when they were younger? There's a different high schools? Okay. Okay. So anyway, there's Nana for shorter hair and her really long bangs. Hair shorter, or is it just style different? It's style different.
Yeah, it's. I always thought it looked a bit fuller.
It's like a mullet.
Yeah.
A long mullet. It looks shorter, but it's not. It does look shorter to me. But it's not. It's just style different.
Yeah, it's her. It's more wild. The hair seems more wild. Just
It's a mullet.
everywhere. It's a mullet. Yeah.
It's a long mullet. And she says, "Thank you for the CDs. If you have any other good ones, could I borrow them?" And Nobu's eyes get huge. And then it says she's smiling. And he's like, "Okay, hey, Saki, wait!" And then in the background, the people are like, "She spoke. Usaki spoke. Well, then she can speak. There are some who try to be friends with her." And Nobu's like, "What kind of music do you like? What pleased you among my CDs? What pleased you?"
What pleased you among my CDs?
Right? And she's like, "What was it again? The noisiest thing, and with a provoking name." And he goes, "The Sex Pistols?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, that's it." And he's like, "Me too."
Aww.
"Oh yeah, that's it. Me too. That's the band I prefer the most. We share the same taste." And then she's walking off, dot, dot, dot. And she says, she doesn't say it out loud, but it says, "You're annoying." And he's like, "I was so happy. As if she'd positively answered to a love confession." And now Nana looks irritated. And she's like, "Hey, everything leads to think that you were in love with her." And then it's a ... Nobu's thinking. And then he says, you might be just a bit right. She sits up and she smacks him, and she's crying and yelling. So drink some water, drink some water.
Right.
And it says, idiot, I hate you. And he says, hey, but that's history. What kind of reaction is this? Have you forgotten your own flaws? What? Excuse me. So now she's like, I don't know if she's like fake crying or real crying. And it says, boo-hoo, against Nana. I don't stand a chance. And then Nobu says, but once I became friends with her, I realized that I wasn't able to see her as a woman, just a dirty cat. And if I'd been attracted to her, I never would have introduced her to Ren.
True.
And now Nana's thinking, she's in her little head, but she's not saying anything. And now he touches the blanket that she's covering her face with. And then she says, you were the one to unite them? Oh. And it was like, yeah. Nana didn't seem to be well, to the point that nobody could do anything for her. But I told myself that Ren could probably help, because to the young Nobu, Ren was an invaluable hero. Oh. So,
right.
so then Hachi is like, that was a great hit. Not that much in the end, said Nobu. And then Hachi's like, why not? And Nobu says, I started realizing that Ren wasn't as strong as I thought at the time. And it could be that in the end, their meeting helped both of them as much. And now he has flashbacks to the train. And now he looks sad. And Hachi looks over and his eyes are closed. And he's like, you know, I feel like he sighed. Sorry. I've long been persuaded without a reason that man had to support the woman, and I was acting proud around my girlfriends. But that was probably a great mistake. And Hachi's like, how come? But tell me, who were you dating again? And he looks over at her, like, I can see that you wish these skinny arms to support you. She's like, of course. It's true that you're thin. I envy you. Excuse me?
Yeah. Oh no.
No. And now he like lays in her lap and he's like, no way. Because ever since I fell in love with you, I finally understood how weak I was and how I lacked manliness. Not making this better. No. She looks so concerned. She's like, what are you talking about? Weren't you supposed to do everything you could to make me happy? Liar. And he's like, of course. As long as you stay by my side to support me. She looks down at him and says, I have a feeling that as long as you stay by my side, I'll be able to move mountains. She says, all right. And then they're all cute together. And then he kisses her hands. He says, Nobu loves to be caressed. Yeah, because he's a fucking golden retriever. And it says, that's annoying. I want to be caressed too. But what's this feeling? And he's totally sucking on her boobies. And now she's hugging his head. And it says, I feel so attached to him. Yeah, because you guys are cute.
Yeah.
I want to be kind to him, stand by his side, be a source of strength for him, hug him tightly in my arms. I want offer him everything he wants. Until now, all I ever wanted was limited to men giving me all of this. But that was probably a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. They make me sad.
Oh.
Because they're so not toxic.
Well, no. I mean, no. But the things.
Thanks. Okay. Scene
The
change.
things change. So, um, it's a shot of the apartment, and it's Nana, and she's like, "Morning," as you know, Hachi's walking through the door, and she's like, or should I say, "Welcome home?" And Hachi's blushing, and she's got the sweat bead and the dot dot dots, and she's like, "Nana, you're still here. What about Ren?" And Nana says, "Oh, he's so busy. He's never home." So, who did you leave Masato for? I know you weren't with Takumi. And she still got the sweat bead, and she's like, "Damn, I've got to tell her." But then she's like, "So, where's Masato? I borrowed her earrings," says Hachi, deflecting. And Nana stands up, and she's like, "She's still asleep." And now she's walking, away, and she's humming something. There's little like music notes. And now Hachi's in her head, and she's like, "But how do I explain it so she doesn't think I'm totally ridiculous? I took up with Nobu after I broke it off with Takumi, but actually, things overlapped a little." And then she's thinking in like a different bubble. She's like, "Well, at least she's in a good mood. I won't rush it with her." And then she says out loud, "I've got work, so I have to change and get out of here." And Nana says, "Oh, really? Doesn't Junko's group art show open today? I can't go see it any other day, so I was talking with Masato about going today." And then Hachi stops, and she's like, "Oh, then you guys can go together. I'll go some other time." With Nobu, she thinks. A little thought bubble head.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Just tell her.
right? I'm like, oh boy.
She's supposed to be your best friend.
Mm-hmm. Bad at communicating. And then Nana's like, "All right, then I'll do that. Can't wait. Oh, by the way, did you find where Nobu works yesterday?" And then there's this gulp from Hachi and another sweat drop, and she turns around and she's like, "Oh, yeah, thanks. Okay, I have to split." And Nana says, "You two seem to get along pretty well." And there's like a hesitation. And Nana continues to say, "Nobu's always been honest, sincere, and demonstrative with his feelings. So you two can communicate easily since you're so similar." And Hachi's blushing. And Nana says, "Of course, you're both kind of like yapping dogs, which can get a little annoying." She straight up calls him the thing. And Hachi's thinking, uh, yeah,
One that's not a dog.
oh, it's not a dog?
Not Nana's not a dog.
Oh, Nana's not a dog.
Nana's the only one. I mean, maybe Yasu's a cat too.
He could be a cat. He could be a
I think
cat.
Yasu is more of a cat than a dog.
Yeah, he's not a dog.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Anyway.
doggy energy. He's
No, he has cat energy.
cat with sunglasses.
Before it. Oh my goodness.
So good. But yeah, Hachi's thinking, of course, Nana totally gets it. And now she's thinking of what Nobu said when he said, "But she must have been kind of lonely, not having any friends." And she's like, "'Cause Nana knows Nobu's generosity even more than I do." And she reaches out and she touches the tattoo on Nana's arm. And Hachi says, "Nana." And Nana looks at her and her eyes are like all blank. And Hachi says, "Me and Nobu, dot, dot, dot." And now her eyes are filling with tears. And she's thinking, "Why am I crying?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but everyone's going to drink water now."
Yep.
And,
Lots of water. And this is a lot of tears, so slurp up.
yep. Mm-hmm. And Hachi says, "I think I really, really like Nobu." And
Oh, in mine she says, "I'm crazy in love with Nobu."
mm, that's a good one. I like
Mm-hmm.
that better.
Give me two.
Yeah. And Nana's got like this. Why she looks surprised? Does she look surprised? She kind of
I don't
looks.
I think that it's like a culmination of like I don't think she's surprised. I think she's just kind of processing because it's something that she wanted to happen.
That is true.
You know what I mean? But I think that actually her reaction is more based on Hachi than Hachi being with Nobu.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
more of like Hachi's like feelings
Mm-hmm.
than it being about Nobu specifically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So Nana just says, "Of course." And we got the think boxes, and Hachi is thinking, she didn't say anything after that. I didn't say anything else either, because that would seem like I was making excuses. I don't have to explain anything. I just have to treasure Nobu, and Nana will watch over us. I think that this time is for real, and we do have a scene change here
Do you
as
want
they're
to keep?
going.
Is it a short scene or a long scene?
I
Because
think
that
it's
first scene
kind
was
of
long.
I think it's kind of a short scene, so yeah, I can keep doing the things.
Yep.
So she's like, I think I finally get what June said about being considerate. And now, oh yeah.
Um. Yeah, mine.
Considerate?
No, but like also like that's funny all by itself, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're finally like putting it together. You should think about other people besides yourself. Oh, okay. Um. But it's mine. It says because I'm finally starting to understand what it is. This need of thinking about the other, about which June told me about. Yeah,
That's a
good job.
mouthful. Yeah.
Right? But like, yeah, you're finally thinking about someone outside of yourself. I mean,
Hmm.
well, that's also part of the reason that I love Hachi and Nobu together.
Yeah.
Is because it gives her that opportunity he gives her like a safe space to be self-aware and to be like unabashedly insane.
True. That's so true.
Because he also has fantasy world.
Yep. Oh man. So then we got hand holding, and it's Hachi's hand and Nobu's hand. And Hachi's saying, "Hey, look, this is Kyosuke's painting." And Nobu says, "Wow, he's really good. It looks like something Mr. Kyosuke would do." Mr. Kyosuke.
Mr. Kyosuke.
Oh man. And now they're standing in front of this painting and they have all the hearts around them. And Hachi's like,
Mm-hmm.
"You don't have to mister him. You're the same age." And Nobu says, "But I think of him as being older than I am, 'cause he's kind of like a father to you. Should I put on a suit and ask him for your hand?" Ah,
Kyosuke and June are the parents.
they are. I think they know that.
Oh, they do. They do.
And now she's giggling like a lot, and she's got like
Uh-huh.
little dark blush lines and all the flowers, and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, at least reduce him to a big brother or something. And June is watching them, and she's got the dot dot dots and the lines over her face,
She was
like,
walking
excuse me.
by and she heard the giggle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happened.
Yep. And she's like,
Is
oh no.
Hachi's cackle summoned her.
Yep. It's a thing. The call of the Hachi bird.
Mm-hmm.
And Hachi's like, "Oh, look, over there, that's June's painting." And Nobu's really impressed. He's like, "Wow, it's incredible in more ways than one." And now Hachi is just laughing. And Nobu's just like, "It's punk in the brain. You win, Junko.
Great.
It's punk in the brain."
He just says, I get it, Junko. It's abstract punk art. Not punk in the brain. That's so awkward.
Like
I don't
punk
know
in
what
the
that
brain.
means. I don't know what that
Well,
means.
we have established that the person translating this is an old white man,
Yes, this
so
is true. I have to just remember. I have to remember that.
because they have the oh god, the riffs that sell in the biz. So
The rips that sell in the bit
punk in the brain. That's what's up.
in the brain for the riffs that sell the biz.
Nobody says this, not even 1999.
Nope, nope. And I think that we're like, I think at this point we're like pushing 2001.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, it's past Y2K. The world didn't end.
Nope. We're still here, guys.
It's teetering on the biz.
Yep. And then Hachi looks around. She's got the sweat drop and she's like, June, I don't get it. What is it? Will you explain it? And Junko is just looking at her with like a. And she's like, I'm the one who wants an explanation. What's this? As there's like little hearts around Nobu and Hachi.
I love this little image. I need to save this. This is really cute.
It is cute.
Actually, it's like this is like a tattoo like worthy cute because and mine it's a heart and then it says incompre and then it's Hachi and then it's Nobu and then it says hensible with another heart. And like I'm such a fan.
Oh, that's so good. Actually, that would make a really good tattoo. Just incomprehensible with their little faces.
It's so cute. Like I need another Nana tattoo, but why not?
Wait a minute. Did you have one and I don't remember?
Yeah, I have a quote on my arm. I got it in 2007 or no 2008.
Oh. Why did I not notice?
Oh, I mean, it's just a quote though. It's not like it's like an obscure quote that like part of it is a quote from Nana and part of it is what I added to it.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay.
Because I don't have like a lot of like I mean my Pokemon tattoos are obviously Pokemon, but also not.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon
Yeah, my
tattoos.
tattoos aren't really like super literal.
Mm.
Let's see. Save image to downloads. There we go.
That's abstract. Well, I mean, yes. This is true.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it before I met you.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute, why don't I remember this tattoo or even put the quote together? I must be frickin' blind. And now I'm like, no, just dumb. That's fine.
Yeah, I got it in the kitchen.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like I do.
Yeah, exactly. But we have a scene change as they go to Jackson's Hall.
Yeah, they go to Jackson's. And so we left off with incomprehensible, which is like such a cute little image. And then there's a yelling, what? Not a Nobu? Jackson's Hole. And then there's Jackson. And here's June. And here's Kyosuke. And it says, yeah, it's real love. And Jackson has little dots above his head. And June says, you can't even imagine. And Kyosuke's like, what the hell? Wasn't Yasu the one she loved?
Oh, man.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago, man.
That was a lot of chapters ago, man. A lot's happened. You have no idea.
But she doesn't talk to them anymore,
You guys
so.
aren't very good parents. And so June is like, he probably wasn't interested in her. And since Nana is unable to hang on to someone who doesn't even give her a single hope, and so Kyosuke says, but for Nobu, she could have told us sooner. Why was she hiding it from us? And June's like, oh, I think that the guy she was hiding from us was someone else. He must have made her suffer. Jesus, June. I mean, you're not wrong, but
yeah, you're. I'm gonna say that like now. He must have made him suffer. That's why we didn't hear anything.
Right? And so June's like, whatever it was, she was awfully depressed by what happened with her ex. About that, Nobu was kind to her, and she ended up agreeing to date him by pure affection. Don't you think? Jackson's just standing there, his eyes are closed, dot, 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 dot. He's a really, and there's a claim, really good bartender right now. Kyosuke's like, yeah. However, she gave the impression that she turned the page with her ex. What does that mean?
Oh, turn the page with her ex. It's like you
They
get over
forgave
it.
her? Oh, get over
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
over it. You move on.
And why are they saying her ex? We all know who it is.
I think it's because the punchline is coming.
Oh, right. I forgot about that part. Sorry.
It's
I'm like
fine.
living in the moment. I don't have all of the brain parts. My brain is like one of those watermelons that you think it's going to be really, really good, and then you cut it open and it's kind of like mealy.
I don't
That's
like
my brain.
watermelon.
I love watermelon, but that's my brain right now.
Oh no.
Where it like has like a fuzzy, not fuzzy, but like it's like texture
Mm.
is like grainy.
Mm.
It's my brain is a grainy watermelon.
Is a grainy watermelon. All the brains, all the brains. Half of them are asleep, the other half are grainy watermelons.
Yep. That's what's going on here. Sorry, guys. You're just like, yeah, that might mean that Nana, that X, didn't have any more value than that. Kyosuke's like, put another way. She saw that there was a bunch of better guys than him. And then Jackson is like, hey, Mr. X, your Jackson burger is served. And here's Shoji.
Yep.
And well, like, but the thing is like the way that June acts surprised, but Shoji walks up, slams his beer, and it like jumps out of its cup. And he's
Yep.
like, stop talking about me like this. Like, oh, damn, you were here. Sorry. So discreet that I haven't noticed you.
Oh no.
You know? And Shoji's like, but you're the one who invited me to join you here, Junko. Kyosuke's like, anyway, even when we don't invite you, you're here. But since you're moving, you live farther. And June is just like, she's doing her do to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
her nose in the air do to do, where she's just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And so Shoshi's like, it's a habit. My feet come here by themselves. You're an alcoholic, Shoji. Just be honest.
Right.
And how come you're not fatter if you're eating that many burgers? Drinking that much beer? My goodness.
Metabolism of a 20-year-old.
Pretty much, yeah. But I've seen 20-year-olds get fat when they become alcoholics and eat too many burgers. It can happen.
I mean, it can, but I'm
But
just
if you
over
move
here.
further away, he's walking even further now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like Nate's metabolism. He
Oh
didn't
yeah.
matter, but that boy would eat. He's
Yeah,
just like
same with Nathan, but now
there.
no. So Jackson's like, when did you move, Shoji? Didn't you tell me that you didn't have enough money for that? Kyosuke's like, in the end, he left his apartment to live with Sachiko. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
She has a rather large DK. It's cool. A DK is a dining kitchen.
Oh, all right.
It's a type of apartment. It means a larger apartment, like an apartment that has room for like a dining area with the kitchen, rather than it just
Oh,
being the kitchen and then the studio room where you eat like at your coffee table, like his old one.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least it's bigger than because in mine they're reducing him. They're like, oh, it's just a studio apartment. I'm like, that's way smaller than what they're describing in yours.
Yeah, no, she is. Remember though, we've seen her apartment. It is bigger, and like
Yeah,
I've been building them. Yeah, it's bigger.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sachiko likes Louis
She has
Vuitton
like a separate
bags.
little room. She has like a separate little bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, and so June is like last week. He even forced us to help him move, and we were really busy. And so she's like, "You were the ones who came to help. I never said anything." Jackson's like, "At Sachiko's? It's close to the next station, right? In that case, it's not that far." And Shoji's like, "Yeah, with a little effort, we can even get here by foot. Don't worry. Don't worry, Koichi Sato. I'll keep coming here regularly." I thought his name was Jackson. See, my brain is mealy, is a mealy sandpaper watermelon.
See, I knew that too. I'm just like, I know his name is in Jackson, but I couldn't remember it. I'm like, nah, they'll call him at some point.
Koichi Sato.
Koichi Sato. He's a
Nope,
side
everybody who works at
character.
Jackson, their name is Jackson now.
They're Jackson. You're a Jackson, and you're a
You're a
Jackson.
Jackson. You're a Jackson. You're a Jackson. We're all Jacksons.
We're all Jacksons.
And so he says, no need to come. So he's like, I'll keep coming regularly. And Jackson's like, no need to come. You can save money for your next move. Shoji's like, what? Says, ever since you squat this place, Nana doesn't come at all anymore. That really annoys me. And Shoji's got this sweaty, and it's the da-da-da, and it says sorry.
Because Koichi Sato likes Nana better. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, Nana's funny. Nana's funny like my mother is funny. That's what it is. I figured it out. Okay, so Koichi Sato / Jackson. Now she's living a new love life. She mustn't care about her ex. Tell her to come by sometime. What's more, I'd like to see the new guy. And Kyosuke's like, oh, Nobu's never come here? But he's living close by. And June's like, but between his rehearsals and his job, he mustn't have the time to come here and have a drink. And I think he's broke. The great priestess has never come here either, right? And so she's like, the great priestess?
Yeah, June, who you talking about?
Well, allegedly we got it all wrong. We got it all wrong.
We got it.
Because it's Nana's flatmate, Nana. Nana is the secret priestess of the Demon Lord.
Yeah, she's the martyr.
He's the man behind the curtain.
She's the man behind the curtain.
But... the great and powerful Oz. Oh no.
Oh.
That just changed the whole lore.
I know. I'm like, don't you do? Changing the lore, June?
What are you gonna do? June, you're not supposed to know about the lore.
Right? It's too late. You've come this far.
No, June, you're not the magical one. Stop it.
Right? just keep calling her a guru, like you do in mine.
Yeah, well, you know, great priestess it is. Great priestess, dirty cat.
Dirty cat. We pray to the dirty cat.
Pray to the dirty cat.
Oh no.
Jackson is like, is her new guy handsome? Kyosuke says not.
Oh.
But he's intriguing because as soon as he has a guitar in his hands, he's really classy. He looks like another man. June is laughing hysterically at this. It seems like a hero's transformation in an anime. The transformation. It's definitely that. It's not that he's dull, or it's not that he's as dull as the ex.
Shoji's right there.
Shoji's right there. And he's got a sweatbeat and he's looking the other way with the dots. And Kyosuke's like, by the way, don't you? Nobu looks a bit like the ex. What? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Shoji's basic. And June is like, oh, like his stupid expression whenever he speaks. Shoji's like, oh yeah, I have an impression that he's pretending to be someone else. And June's like, huh? You've met him? You've never been to any of their concerts, have you? And Shoji's like, no.
Freaking pretentious. He calls him pretentious. And I'm like, rude.
Oh, he calls him pretentious?
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's because Nobu's better than you. You're just jealous.
He's jealous. Well, I mean, they are calling him the ex. They're sitting right next to him. They're supposed to be his best friends. So June asked him, though, if he's ever been to any of their concerts. And he's like, no. But if I believe what Nana's told me, that guy is the heir to the great Ryokan. And he gave it all up to come to Tokyo to realize his dream. That alone could be something that'd make Nana fall in love with him. But what's more, if I remember correctly, the words he would have said to the great priestess would be, "As long as I'll be able to play the guitar to accompany your voice, I'll be happy." And he's like, Shoji is looking at them and he's all sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
As he's quoting what Nobu said to Nana.
Right.
And Kyosuke and June are in awe, and June has the little like circles on her cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that's a theme in this chapter.
I don't know. Little blush circles.
Little circle cheeks. I don't know. And Jackson's like, "Oh yeah, that's some class." And Shoji is like, "Can that be said naturally? Isn't that bragging?"
No.
What bragging? That's not bragging. Anyway,
it's not.
June.
He's jealous.
He's just Nobu's just a very passionate boy. Okay.
Yeah, and he's honest. You just shut up, Shoji. No one asked you.
It's true. And so June is like, "That's why you're dull." That's stupid. She's so mean. You're not successful because you're cold and you don't know how to make the temperature go up. Even when you want to say something, you're so shy that you can't do it. Oh my God. Anyways, it's clear now, up till now, I had a hard time understanding why Nana got attracted to Nobu, but it's because that guy was able to make a good impression from the beginning. Jesus, June.
I don't know.
Slapping him. I mean, it's not that he doesn't deserve it, but like, oh my.
Right? Just
what is this insult, though? You're not successful because you're cold, and you don't know how to make the temperature go up. What?
You don't know how to make the temperature go up. Nope. You can't make the heat rise.
It's so awkward. I need to remember that as an insult. You're not successful because you're cold and you don't know how to make the temperature go up.
It's true. I don't think that, when Nobu walks on stage, that like just easy confidence.
He goes through his sailor scout transformation.
Yeah, exactly.
He's actually a sailor scout.
He is. Yep. That's
Nobu the sailor scout.
Nobu the senshi. Yes.
Yes. Done.
That
is the cutest thing in the head I've ever seen.
Anyway. It's punk in the brain. Stupid. Okay.
And so Kyosuke says, what's more, the stage must have taught him to put value in himself.
See?
I like that. Yeah. Well, Kyosuke always like rounds it out and makes June not sound as harsh, even though he says the same thing. If he talks to girls in transformation mode, they must all fall.
In his Sailor Scout persona.
I'm dead. He must have a lot of success. Now I can't unsee it. I burned it in. I'm so brilliant. I burned it in my brain now. And June is like, compared to him, it's true that you've never been able to do that when you should have. And now Shoji is just like blushing and he yells, "You two are annoying." What a childish response.
Right? You mad, bro? Why you so mad?
You mad? Oh, he's mad. And so then Kyosuke says, but a guy who usually acts as a great friend and also knows how to say such touching things when he should, it's Nana's ideal guy, don't you think? She mustn't have agreed to date by pure affection. And June is like, it could even be great between them. And then she glances over at Shoji. Like she side-eye, bombastic side-eye right there, with the ... in her head.
Yep.
And then she leans into him and she's like, Shoji, what are you thinking about? What a bitch. Shoji's like, what? I'm happy for her. I wish her lots of happiness from the bottom of my heart. And then she leans into him further. Are you sad? Like he gets all red and like angry, and there's like lines like shooting out from the back of his head. And he yells at Jackson, "Another Jackson burger. I'll offer it to Sachiko." Like it's an offering. And then we have a scene change.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's the apartments. And look,
June is so mean.
I love it. I love it. In this chapter, it's like, get him. Get him. Personally. But we got Sachiko, and she's so cute. And she's like, "Hey, you're home." And he says, "And with a present, heart." And she goes, "Oh, I see we're at Jackson again. Why, thank you." And he's like, "I'm sorry, it's not a Louis Vuitton bag. I suck, I know." And she's like, "Actually, I'd rather have a Jackson burger, personally." She's got a little question mark above her head.
She's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being mean to Sachiko, kids.
Yeah, no, for real. She's sweet. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
My God. And then he just looks at her, smiling, just like gentle, happy smile. And now we have like another flip seat change, and it's Kyosuke and June, and it's their place, and they're getting ready for bed.
They're old people.
Because they're old people. And June has a cold cream thing I think she's putting on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what do you think? Oh, she says, "Do you think I was too mean to him?"
Oh, in mine she says, "We've been rather hard on him." It wasn't a question. It wasn't a question.
Oh, because Kyosuke fires back. He goes, "Oh, whatever. He was asking for it."
No, in mine it says, "Nope, it'll be okay. We had to pressure him."
I mean, either way, it's like, June's laughing. She's like asking for it. Heart. And Kyosuke says, "Shoji will never admit to being jealous, but you know he is." And June says, "Men are so selfish. Well, it'd piss me off if he wasn't jealous at all." Shoji was really into Nana, says Kyosuke. He just ended up liking Sachiko more. But don't you think that's because Sachiko was more into Shoji than Nana was? Asks June. And Kyosuke says, "Do you really think so? To me, it seemed like Nana couldn't live without Shoji, but she is still alive." June says, "Well, how
Wait,
can I?"
what? But she's still alive?
Yep.
Oh, in mine is okay. It says, "Fortunately, she survived."
Oh, yeah. Because
Well,
they,
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. They had this whole thing where she was gonna like jump off the river, up into the
yeah.
river and stuff. Yeah, okay.
Or like,
Mm-hmm.
slit her wrists
Yep.
or something.
Something, yeah, something wild.
They were freaking out.
Yep.
Yep. And so June's like, "Well, how can I put it? I know you can't really measure or prove Nana or Sachiko's love, but I think that's how Shoji felt. I guess it's the way you express your love. Nana is so one way, and it's hard for the other person to understand." And Kyosuke says, "Yeah." And June's like laying in his lap now. And Kyosuke says when they were going out, Shoji just complained and got drunk at home a lot. And June's like I think she's mimicking Shoji, but she's kind of like yelling. She's like, "Nana doesn't love me for who I am. She just loves that I love her." And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, she's mimicking him.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "Yeah, I kind of thought that might be the deal. I didn't say anything because I felt sorry for him." Kyosuke laughs and he's like, "Well, maybe Nana didn't really feel that way, but I can see why Shoji thought that." And June says, "So that night when Nana caught Shoji cheating on her, Shoji actually felt ditched by Nana when she said, 'I don't want a guy like that.' So it's true." It confirmed his biggest fear. And Kyosuke says, "But Nana just said that because she can't deal with pain very well. When she gets
You're
hurt."
reading a totally different story.
Oh, are we different? I'm like, we apparently have veered off.
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
totally different story than I do right now. Go on.
Okay. And
I'm
she's
just trying to keep up. Go on.
That's fair. Okay. I was wondering about this section, honestly.
Well,
So
yeah,
he's
they never mentioned jealousy once, for one, ever.
mhm.
They mention it affecting him and that he has to feel a little sad,
Mhm.
but not jealous. And then right now, it's like, I don't know, it's like they're talking about, obviously they're talking about like Nana in the situation, right? Um,
Mhm.
and like, and more about like the impression that she gave off from her reaction. And um and that like she said she didn't want him anymore. Like not that she didn't want someone like him, but that she didn't want him.
Mhm.
Um, and that's what hurt him, allegedly. But also, like even up here when they were talking about what he was doing instead, they didn't say he was going out every night. They said that he was here every night, and it was annoying.
Yeah, I mean I do remember that from the other the previous books we were in that Kyosuke did say that he was over at their place getting drunk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He was bugging them. But here in this current part that you're at, like Kyosuke says, he must have thought he was right, and it shocked him. But Nana, she said that because he had a hard time accepting it. As soon as she's hurt, all she thinks about is feeling right again.
Mhm.
Like it's just that perspective shift where it's just like these are totally different stories.
Right. Everyone's confused.
Yeah. Anyway,
He says when she gets hurt, she just runs in the other direction. And June says, "Yeah, I've seen that happen." She runs away, shuts the door, and just won't deal with the other person. No matter how much she cries to others, it's just a one girl show. And Kyosuke says, "Yeah, she's always talked to herself, even while talking to other people." What's up with that? June just laughs.
reality. She's talking to the reality that you can't see. Talking to her special little world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And like in my way he says it, the way he says it, it's essentially the same thing, but the way he says it is, by the way, even usually, in the middle of a conversation with other people, she gives out the impression of talking to herself. Why does she do that?
Because she's in her head. Spends so much
Well,
time in
yeah,
her head.
she's not talking to herself. But she is. You just can't see.
Right? You can't see the
She's
concoctions.
talking to the demon lord, okay? Jeez.
Right? So Kyosuke goes on to say, but she doesn't seem to come crying to you anymore. Maybe it means she can finally deal with the guy she's going out with. June says, let's hope so. Oh, and he's like, looks like he's taking off her shirt. That's what I think
I
anyway.
thought that it had to do with her hair.
Maybe it was her hair. I don't know. It's
Or
the
maybe it
position
is.
it's
I
in.
think it is her shirt.
Oh, yep, that's her. Anyway, so she's like, at least if Nobu cheats on her, I want,
Apparently, gossiping is foreplay for the old people. Go on.
I mean, yep, yep. She's like, at least if Nobu cheats on her, I want her to be passionate, to cry to him and try to work things out with him. And now Kyosuke's like laying on top of June, and he's like, so if I cheated on you, would you do that with me? I doubt it. And she says, no way. I'd torture you to death.
Oh, in mine it says I'd punch you to death.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Just
No
punching him to death.
torture,
No
just
torture,
violence.
just violence. And then his eyes get really big and he pulls back and he's like, good to know, good to know. I was beginning to think you'd gone soft. She says, why do you ask? All like mad, like, and yeah,
In
she's
mine he says, "Phew, I'm relieved." Has a future.
yeah, and her shirt's off, by the way. It's gone. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yep. No, no more shirt.
Because they're probably going to do it.
They're gonna do it. They're old people. This is how it happens.
That happens. And then he just says, I just wanted to see the way you express your love. And then there is a scene change.
It says it's a problem of expressing feelings, right?
Hmm.
Ah, scene change with a beep and a phone, and it says Nana. And then there's a lighter, and it goes a flick. And I bet you this is Takumi.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is, but like from this panel,
Yep.
the sharp nose and the little strands of dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some thought boxes, and it says, "You're at the number 090." Oh, it's the phone talking to him. And
Yeah.
he's looking out the window with a sunshiny day, and it says, "Please redial without masking your number." And then he pulls the phone down from his ear, and then there's a bam, and he slams open the door. And it's the rest of the band chilling in like a living room situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Takumi is yelling, "Oh no, he's war poodle mode." And he's like, "Now she refuses masked numbers. What does that mean?"
I don't know, Takumi.
So, like, Rira is leaning on the back of the couch, and Ren is reading, and he's probably reading like his Shonen Jump,
Mhm.
and Rira is reading over his shoulder, and she's like, "I hate you, Takumi."
Wow, randomly.
Oh, I was right. Yeah. So he's reading Shonen Jump,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ren has little dots, and then it says, "Ren, the next page," and Rira leans forward to turn the page,
Yep.
and then there's Nana over here, and it says, "Hello, Ren. I have great news to tell you. Nobuo and Hachi are dating." And then this is like, I guess it's the scene change, right? I don't
He's
know.
like, I think he's remembering this. He's
Oh,
having.
he's remembering. Okay, yeah. So that's a flashback. And then it says,
Mm-hmm.
"What? So now she has two lovers? Hachiko has it going pretty well." And Nana's like, "What are you saying? Hachiko can't have two guys at the same time. Didn't she break it off with Takumi?" Oh, yeah. So that was a little flashback memory. So Ren is
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh." And then Ren walks up to Nana and reaches under her shirt to grab her boob while she's doing the fucking dishes because that's not patriarchal. Anyway,
Nick
and he
does
says,
this to me all
"Anyways,"
the time.
I
All
know,
the time, Nick does
all
this
the
to me.
time, all the time. I mean, this is a theme. He
Time.
apparently really likes it when she does the dishes.
Apparently, but also, yeah,
Apparently.
you're like patriarchal. I'm like, sure, but again, my husband, this all the time. Anytime I'm doing anything, he's just like, talking. But
Well, I'm
yes,
talking about them, but
oh, same, but same. So I get
because
this.
like it's also about how Aizawa writes as a
Mm-hmm.
character, right?
True.
So, and then he says, "Anyways, it's normal that Nana's left that guy. He only thinks about sex." And so Nana looks at Ren and he's like, "So do you." So now they're back in like the green room. And I can't remember his name again, the drummer.
Naoki.
Naoki, I'm sorry, Naoki. Everybody always forgets the drummer. Okay, it's not my fault. You guys
No.
choose to be in the background. It's not my fault. And so he says, "All you need to do is phone without masking your number.
Yeah.
Only 3 more numbers."
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Takumi's like, "It'll only make things worse." "Oh, yeah? It's driving me crazy. I give up." And so Ren is like, "Is it Hachiko? Didn't both of you break up?" And so then Takumi side eyes Ren. He's like, "No, she's the one who got mad. That's all." And so then Ren looks at and you find out from your best friend that your girlfriend did break up with you. It says, "By the way, the guys from the TV show haven't arrived yet. They're in trouble. Who do they think they are?" Clutch. "Takumi, the interview is scheduled to start in 10 minutes.
Oh
And
no,
then Ren says,
he's
"All
breaking
this."
things.
I know, he's throwing things in the background because
So
he's a war poodle.
yeah, he's throwing a tantrum because
He's
Nana
a
won't pick
delicate
up.
little flower.
Mm-hmm.
Shrinking violet.
Shrieking Violet, she won't pick up, and now he's mad.
Little narcissist, just can't help himself. He has so many nicknames.
Oh, he's like it's like the titles. It's like the titles they give royal people, you know?
It is, yeah, it is actually. No Sun King for that one. Uh, like all this might get complicated. I don't feel like talking, or I don't feel like taking part in this. Oh, that's what he thinks. He's not saying it out loud.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to be involved. He's like, I'm leaving them alone. And by this time, Rira just took the comic or the manga, and she's reading it. And he's still thinking. They always cut when it gets interesting. It's stressing. And so then there's an and a hand, and it's Nana's hand because it's her ring. And we have
Yep.
a scene change.
Yes. And it's let's see, it's Nana and Nobu's in I don't know, a bookstore. He's reading something because she
He's
comes over
reading a
and
manga.
he's reading a manga. Because Nana comes over his shoulder and she's like, "I never knew you're into porno manga, you horn dog."
Oh, yes, they actually call it hentai in mine, which they should just be calling it that.
They should. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets embarrassed and he's like, there just happened to be a sex scene on that page. You know
Oh my
how
goodness, it didn't tell. Okay, so after she says, hey, don't read hentai manga, it says, are you lacking?
are you? No. He's like, no, it's not that. There's a sex scene on this page. You know how manga is these days, says Aya Yazawa with all the doing it pages.
What are they doing at page? Oh no. But like I think I'm trying to remember. Well, I mean like the publishing house for Nana is the same one as Berserk.
Mm,
Berserk has
yeah.
crazy trigger warning sex scenes.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just laughing at this part because this is shit that my friend Jordan used to do to me when we were in school. I would just be minding my business on the computer, like, I'm looking up Sailor Moon stuff, and he would like come up behind me and whisper, "Stop looking at porn." And then I'd freak out and then blush really hard, and then he'd laugh at me and run away.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, "Why are you like this?" Now I know why he's like, I'm like, that's this. He was just fucking with me.
Yeah. I mean like Nana's allowed to fuck with him though too.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I mean, Jordan was too because
I
that's
love Jordan.
we,
Yeah.
me too because we friends. He's disappeared. I don't know where he
I
is.
know.
I don't know where he
Because we
is.
used to talk he used to check in on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
haven't heard from him in years now.
Yeah.
And it's not
I
weird. Like it's weird for me not, like after meeting him and stuff, you know that we
yeah.
would talk occasionally, and like usually 6 months to a year would be the max
Mm-hmm.
without like hearing from him.
Yeah.
And
But
now
it's
it's
like
been years.
yeah, it's weird for me though. Like
I know
it's
it's
weird.
weird for you.
Yeah. It's really weird for me because like I can't even get a hold of him on his phone.
Oh, see, like, but that's what I mean though. Like, yeah, because you know him better or whatever. But like,
Mm.
6 months to a year, sure, but not like what 5 or 6, maybe
Yeah.
longer, maybe
Mm-hmm.
longer. Like, I think it was like 2018 or 2019 last time I heard from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's weird.
He dropped off in 2020. So yeah, that was the last time I heard from him. It was like intermittent,
Mm.
and he popped
Mm.
back on, and then he disappeared again. And I'm like, I
Mm.
love you. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I hope he's okay too.
Yeah.
Jordan, if you're hearing this, we love you and we hope that you okay.
Yes.
And we're making all the Demon Lord prayers.
Right. It's the only way to fix anything.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
Anyway,
no. Yeah. So
anyway,
Nana's like,
spicy manga.
yeah, spicy. She's like, Hachiko's not enough for a man like you. Well, she is a dog. And then Nobu's all swooning, and he's like, "Au contraire," because he's like, I think he's thinking about their sexy times.
He is. There's like clouds and flowers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, she satisfies me more than you can imagine.
Mm.
Hurrah! And he's like
Mm.
floating off.
Whee! And then here Nana comes back, and she's like, "What? Is she hot in the sack? How?" And he's like, "When we talk, I don't feel like I'm talking to a lady. You're just like Ren." And she's like, well, good for you, Lil Nobuo. I'm psyched for you guys. And he says, well, I have you to thank. And she says, me? Now they're walking to the studio. And he says, I knew you were on my side. You've always supported me. I think we're pretty tight, heart. And then she just kind of looks at him like, huh? And then she turns around and she's like, it's not about you, dude. You cheese ball. And he's got the dot dot dots with the sweat drop. And he's like, oh, you just care about Hachi. You're just using me to make her happy. Well, she will be. And she says, whatever, that's not it. You're so annoying. Sorry I used you. Sad but true. And now he's kind of like angry face and like all the dot dot dots. And he's like, as revenge against Takumi? She said, no. And he's like, well, then how? And then she turns around with her really pretty eyes. And she's like, to give Hachiko free run of my kingdom. It's all like dramatic behind her.
Oh, see, in mine it's a garden. Remember, she has a garden. It's
Oh,
the
yeah,
vegetables. She
it's the
needed to make
vegetable.
sure that it was some of the vegetables in her garden and not in Katniss' garden.
Mmm.
Hmm.
I was wondering what
Yeah.
that one it was in yours because I'm like, it feels way more dramatic than like what she says here. I'm like, because of just the
Like,
way.
she says, of course not. And then he's like, so why? And then she says, to be able to keep an eye on Hachiko by releasing her in my own garden rather than
Mm,
having her be somewhere else.
right in the trap nest garden.
And yeah, trap nest,
Yep. And then
literally.
Nobu's, yeah, literally. Nobu's all like shocked face, and Nana's eyes are just very intense looking at him. And she's like, it's up to you to make sure she never runs away for the rest of her life. And
Oh,
Nobu's
that
like,
is not what mine says. That's
oh,
intense. And mine
yeah.
says, so you should take good care of her. Try not to let her run away, or try not to let her run anywhere.
Mm,
Nobu.
yeah. But his eyes get big, like that's a lot of fucking pressure.
I mean, it is, but like also the way that she phrases it in mine, I mean, it's like a different tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't know, it's like she says that she's glad that he succeeded in getting Hachiko,
Mm-hmm.
and Nobu like thanks her for supporting him like in all the things, and she apologizes, sorry, but all I've done is use you. And like he asked the same thing about Takumi, and like when he's talking about um how happy like he wants to make her, and that he's like, of course I'll make her happy, and like Nana's just like, no, that's not it. You're really annoying. Like, and it's just because she wants to keep everybody close. Like that's
Yeah.
really it.
Yeah.
Is it's less like controlling. The tone and the words of my translation are less controlling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still somewhat, but less than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's a Nobu,
There's this Nobu.
Nobu, and it's Hachi, and she's like, "Oh, Nana!" Because she ran up and she grabbed Nobu's arm, but she sees Nana, and so she's like happily running down the stairs to, go to her best friend, and yeah, and Nana's like, you know, patting her head, smiling
Scratching
softly.
her head.
Yeah, like a puppy,
Mm-hmm.
smiling softly at her, and Nobu's just in the background, like just in the ether space is
He's seeing
Nobu.
the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Oh,
don't think that Nobu understands that this is the only way that Nana knows how to like have a family. Because like
yeah.
that's the way that I view it, is that she's building a family,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like she doesn't know how to communicate that. She's never had a family before.
Yep. Agreed. She doesn't know what she's doing.
No, she doesn't. And then there's a pack of black stone cherry cigarettes.
Yep. Because there's a scene change because they're in Nobu's house.
Because they're in Nobu's house. And it says, in the end, people don't change. Even now, Nana still is bad. I thought Ren had completely healed her. It's Nobu talking.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't understand what she's doing. He really doesn't.
No.
And so he's sitting with Shin. So here's wise man Shin over there, 12 years old, living his best life. I know he's
Right.
not 12. But and so Shin says, "Well, Nana is really possessive, even with Ren. She's doing too much, right? She's even gone as far as to place a lock around his neck." And Nobu's like, "Huh? But that's because Ren is a Sid fan. They just copied it. There isn't a deep sense. Do you think so?" And Shin is like, "I have the impression she even got herself a tattoo concerning Ren. You might love a girl, but wouldn't it scare you if she did those kinds of things?" And so now Nobu's just staring like wide-eyed at Shin. And Shin is like, and Ren accepted that with joy. And despite 2 years of being apart, he's always remained addicted to her. To me, that's also a strange behavior. But Hachi talks about them as if they were an ideal couple. So maybe it's just me being afraid of them that has a problem. And then there's
Hmm.
Hachi over here, like in a memory. Isn't it Fate's meeting? I love that kind of story, referencing when she was hearing about Ren and Nana. And so
Hmm.
Nobu's like kind of in his head, and Shin is being very pensive, and they are smoking and drinking a beer, and then the phone rings, and it's Shin's phone, of course, with a dot 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 dot. And he goes, "Oh, Kyoko. I don't like her a lot. She's awfully sadistic." So then he stands up, and Nobu's like, "What? Sadistic?" Shin is like, "I'll be back tonight. You can ask Hachi to come if you want to. I'm happy that you guys are together, sincerely. But you, too, encouraged us to get together because you wanted to keep Hachi in your garden, right?" And Shin looks at him, and is like, and Nobu says, and like Shin is like wide eyed when he looked at him when he
Hmm.
says this. And Nobu continues to say, "You told me to get her back, talking about her as a dog." And then he's chuckling and he's like, "Oh, yeah, but that wasn't it. I wanted the answer." It was like, "The answer?" Shin's like, "A man and a woman are two beings attracted by their mutual desire, huh? Can love really tie them together?"
His
And
little dramatic face.
Nobu is just shocked. It's like, "Yeah, Shin's the deep one, guys." So
Yeah.
Nobu's like, it's like an aggressive dot 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 dot, and then another dot 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 with this sweat mark. And Shin is like, "Love has tied you together, right? You also slept together, but that's normal since you love each other." And Shin like glances at him. He's like, "See, love can tie people together." And Nobu like looks up at him like sweetly and
Hmm.
says, "If you wish to know, all you have to do is see for yourself." And then Shin gazes at him, and now Shin is thinking in his head, "No, that's impossible for me. Here's," and then there's like teacups, and it says, "Here's the temporary contract." And we have a
Hmm.
scene change.
A scene change, and here we are. And it's our nice old man, who's, was very interested in the band and was like, we're going to do the contract thing. He's like, so when the album's release date is set, then we'll draw up an official contract. I'll do my best to have this contract turned into the official one as quickly as possible. And he's smiling and he's like, but it's sales, promotion, advertising, and the bigwigs. They're the ones who get difficult about money. He's chuckling and he's like, I haven't been getting exactly what I wanted. And then there's just like a dark haired uh, man. And he said, I don't need the details. I'm busy. I just have to sign and stamp this temporary contract, right? So this is Chin's father person.
Father person is right.
Mm-hmm. And so our old man, our sweet old record man is like, yes, well, yeah, I guess that's it. And there's a flick of a lighter because Yasu was also here, thank God. Um, and he's like, we'll be watching out for your son's best interests. And the man says, whatever. But I'm a little worried about the showbiz world. And our old man says, Of course, I have kids too, so I understand your concern for your son's well being. And Shin's dad says, That's not my concern. In showbiz, people want to know the smallest details about celebrities. I don't want any trouble for me or my other son because of that nonsense. And our old record man is like stunned because he's just like, and dot dot dot. And Yasu just blows a puff of smoke out, like, well, this is something that's happening. And the old man is like, oh, well, we're thinking of promoting the band without using anyone's real name or bio. For example, with your son, we were planning on pretending he's 18. Business will be smoother that way. And Shin's dad says, I'm fine with whatever, as long as you can conceal his family identity. I just don't want our family's dirty laundry exposed to the public. And when you draw up the official contract, can you just send it in the mail? I don't have the time or energy to spend on meetings and things like this. So he stamps, the little stamp. And he stands up and he's like, now I'll be on my way. And Yasu says, Mr. Okazaki. And he looks at him and he's like, and he says, even though he's not your flesh and blood, don't you feel anything for this kid you raised for 15 years? And there's a pause. And Shin's dad says, unfortunately, I don't. I could never bring myself to feel any love for Shinin, his real name,
Shinichi.
Shinichi. I'm like, his real name trips me up every time. Not even once. I did try though. And I'm like, did you though? And we have a picture of Shin in bed with the woman that called him, and he's all like snuggled into her like a child. It's,
Hmm.
it's kind of very sad.
It's very sad, but it's also very creepy because that is why these older women sleep with him,
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
is because he is childlike.
Yeah, but also maybe he's, I mean,
Except
several
for
reasons.
Rira, and I think that's why she's different.
Yeah, but also like I always feel I was thinking about this when I watched this scene. I was like, oh, he's also kind of looking for a mom.
He is. Oh no, absolutely, but that's not his responsibility.
Nope. Mm-mm.
He's a
But it,
child.
yep, yep. It explains the. It's very Freudian. This shot. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's like kind of a scene change, but it's really short. And it's Hachi, and she is painting the walls. Of the bedroom to cover up the poster that faded over 2 months.
It
Um,
it doesn't work. How are her walls so dirty? What has she been doing in there?
she's been
Makes sense.
burning candles to the demon lord.
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't make any sense. And then like Masato's helping her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to do it?
I mean, you can. Yeah, it's like two
Yeah.
pages. Yeah.
And so Masato is helping her paint the non-existent stain on the wall that's imaginary, that's all in her head, actually. It's all in her head. Okay, that's
It's
what I
on her.
decided. It's all in her head.
Yeah,
And Masato says, Hachiko-san, there's only a little bit of paint left. Can I open a new one? And Hachi's like, yes. Sorry to make you participate in painting, Masato. And Masato's like, that's okay. It's very fun. You were right. The room will be much brighter and pleasant once it's repainted in white. What color was it then?
I mean, it was also dark, but now my brain is reeling because I'm like, oh no, if Hachi can only see that, she's freaking Lady Macbeth with the out damn spot thing that only
Yeah,
she
it's
can see on her
dumb.
hands.
It's dumb. It's another thought boxes. It says, this is only to make my memories disappear. Why do I feel like a criminal destroying the proofs of his act? Am I making another mistake again? And then there's Nana looking out at the river, sitting there by herself with a bag of groceries. And it says,
Mm.
tell me, Nana, forgetting about our mistakes and our wounds isn't enough to make them disappear. Even now, I keep calling your name, despite my pain. I'll keep on doing that until you answer me.
Aw.
The end.
The end.
And I don't know. This episode kind of silly. Why?
No.
I mean, we had a lot of people. We had like every character
Yeah.
except for the manager.
Yeah.
Well, the manager and Jackson, I think, are interchangeable. They're actually probably the same actor.
But that's the end of Volume 7, so find us on all the places, mostly Instagram at apartment707_, because we got a link tree to all the things.
Yeah, go there and then click the button and you'll find stuff.
Yeah, click all the
So, but I
buttons.
mean, like, honestly, if you're here and you're listening, then you're already finding what you'd find through the link tree. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
But
that.
go follow us. And go follow us on Tumblr too. Just go follow
Yeah.
us places and you can comment and interact and like this. Please like this. You don't have to like us, but you can like this. Because
Right.
maybe other people who will like it will be able to find it.
Right. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
too true.
That's the logic. That's the logic in it. That's all. Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever. Is there no good tea for this chapter?
Hold on. We have some reviews, some news and reviews really quick. Okay?
Oh.
We only got two. We only got two this week. Okay? I wish I could see who unlikes them because it's probably our little troll Hachiko. And so Painkiller is back though, and he's like, oh, past tense. I don't think I'm prepared for whatever's gonna happen that'll make them part ways. I mean, even now, I keep calling your name, and I'll keep doing that until you answer me. Why? It's been like that since chapter 3, but I'm still not prepared to know. On a side note, my reaction to Nana X Nobu was just like Kyosuke's. This part of me that can't see them as a couple, if I think about how their interactions were in the beginning, but I'm truly happy for Hachi to be able to actually love him. Anyway, also, despite what everyone says about them, I really like Jun and Kyosuke. They're the ideal couple to me. Good job, Painkiller. Painkiller, I've been a fan of you since, like, first review.
True.
And then we have Ash, and this one's short, and it says, all hell is about to break loose. You're not wrong, but I mean, that's like the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whatever the demon lord wishes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is.